Hey, I'm back. This is the Wednesday, 5th of November trade recap. No trades today. I mean, it's been AM session, so just London. And I'll go through what trade we were looking at getting, why we didn't take the trade, and what we can learn from it. So I initially start off the day, sort of ignore all this. We've moved up in our Tokyo session, taken out previous session highs from New York, and we've tapped past this fair value gap, this 4 hour, but the candle hadn't closed. So we're still looking to try see if that gets respected. And whilst in that same leg, we tapped into this 1 hour and it started getting respected. So being within a 4 hour and a 1 hour, both bearish fair value gaps, we were properly bearish on the day. I mean, we're bearish on the week as well. So all high time frame, like we're pointing at we're bearish and we should start looking for shorts. So as we're looking for shorts, we're then looking for the previous session high of Tokyo to get taken, to take out some buy side liquidity, and then look for a short off of a reversal, off of that level. And so we see London opens, and within the first 15-minute candle, we take out this previous session high. We start chopping around within this 1 hour fair value gap, and we form this 15-minute fair value gap, bearish. Here, I'll change this just for the explanation. And then, so what we're looking for, so for our entry, well, one, I'll say in the 1 hour, we have this fair value gap here, which hasn't been tapped into, so unfilled. So we're going to target this to start, because our strategies hit liquidity and then try fill unfills. And then we got a 15-minute below here. And because we're so bearish on the day, like we can look, actually I'll speak about this after. Anyway, so for our entry, we're looking at this fair value gap being inverse to confirm, as a confirmation to say we can enter. But if you see here, this 15-minute closure, it closed within, and then the next candle closed all the way down here. And an entry here, 0.9, it's worse than a 1, so we can't really take it. And if we were targeting this one, so it was like a 0.2, like, how can you, like, so dumb. So we set a limit order to 3974 here. So when it retested this inverse fair value gap, which it was inversed, we could enter short. But of course that didn't happen. And then when we saw with these 1 hour and 15 minutes, so initially we were targeting the 1 hour, but then we saw this 15-minute below, and because we're so bearish on the day, like, you can sort of leave runners, and you can leave, you can just leave a runner open, and you can maybe take profit at your initial TP. And so we were initially targeting the 1 hour, and when we saw the 15-minute below, we saw how bearish we were. 1 hour, 4 hour, both being respected, inverse in this leg. We were thinking like we can push lower, so we changed our trade to going break even at that 1 hour and leaving the runner until the 15-minute. And so if it was going to reverse off the 1 hour and our daily bias was wrong, then we make nothing. If it was going to continue down, we end up getting a 2.3 instead of a 1.2. And so that was the trade idea. But of course, we didn't catch an entry off this inversion here. We're waiting for the retrace, never tap back into this fair value gap. And so when it then reversed back, when it would then continue down and hit our break-even point, it sort of just invalidates our trade, because then our initial point, like our first target of liquidity, has just been hit. And so there can always be a reversal off of this. So if we saw it hit this and then reverse back and retest this fair value gap, you could see it inversing it, because it's sought out this fair value gap, it's filled it, and then it's reversed off of it. So there's no real reason to stay in this trade after this initial liquidity got hit. So we removed our limit order, said no trades on the day, and planned on waiting till New York session. And so that is pretty much the trade recap done. No trades for today so far. This is the London session, so AM. And I'll be back with either a trade recap, whether we take a trade, whether we don't, why we didn't, and go from there. But some of the things learned from this 100% is the fact that we said, we were on call, Lucas and I, and we said when this closed above, we're like, oh, could we enter? But the fact that we said we shouldn't, I think proves that we're following our rules and we're maintaining like consistent. And if we did, like, yes, we would have we would have been at break even now, trying to look to try win the trade, and we would have minimized risk, so it would have been a win on the day. Would have been good, but the fact that we chose not to and we said no, we're not going to take it, it's against our rules, I think is like a really good thing. It's 100% like going in the right direction. And I text Lucas after being like, we made the right decision. Down the line, like, we'll be thankful that we started doing this, where like, if the trade idea is correct but there's no entry, we don't enter, because if we just start entering willy-nilly, like, we're going to be unprofitable. So I think that's one thing we've learned, is it's good, and it's like helped us understand that we can just leave trades, and like we always have more time to trade in the coming days. We don't have to rush it. So definitely, I think a positive from today. May not have made any money so far, but definitely learned a lot. And that's the trade recap for the 5th of November. Also, I'll just take you to this Excel sheet that I made here. Previous session high got hit, 50-minute fair value gap formed, high time frame fair value gaps aligned with a 1 hour and a 4 hour, yes. Daily bias, yes. High time frame confidence of within a fair value gap, yes. This was an A+ setup, risking 2.5% across both of my accounts and with Lucas's funded, but we never took the trade. And then here's the trade idea written out. But I mean, it's annoying. I don't open that. It's annoying, but like, it's a good learning lesson, I think. And that's the trade recap. See you boys later or tomorrow in a bit.